Hello everyone, today I will show you how we will be dealing with the environment variables in the local host as well as in the DevOps pipeline. Let me tell you why we need to look into the environment values configurations. Your production level applications may not only depends upon the development branch. It might have QA branch, it might have a site level branch, or it might have any other types of branch. Then it will go to the prod level configuration, prod level repositories and web apps. So when we will build the application in the development time, we will not face, suppose we are just connecting to a database, Microsoft SQL Server database, we will not going to connect with the production level branches. We'll definitely going to get connected with dev level. Suppose we are in the QA, so we will be going into the QA databases. So manually changing all these environment level configurations is very tedious task. So how we will be dealing it, we will look into it in this video. So I have created a sample web API project in our Azure DevOps. You can see the web API name, YouTube sample web API. Here, if I will go here, this is the web API I have created. So let me just show you something. Over in this app settings.json, we will always going to store any kind of environment level details or any kind of secrets or keys over here. So though the secrets are not to be stored over here, but there are high chances that you are storing over here. Suppose I have a SQL connection string. Let's just have a SQL connection string. This is common level connection string. Now suppose we have dev environment, we have QA environment, we have production level environment. So we have to generate 3 application app settings to just store all those values over there. I will just create it right now. Add new items. Make sure that there should be a JSON file. This should not be a class level file or any other stuffs. App settings dot dev dot JSON. Development is already there, so we can come here, can write it like QA.json. So QA.json got connected. Now store the file over here. It should be QA to just segregate it from the common app setting. And right now I will again create another app setting file, just copy pasting it. There you go. So this would be prod level, prod.json. Everything looks fine till now. I will write the exact SQL connection string over here to the production level, just changing it to prod. Let's just see what exactly we'll be fetching. Suppose we'll create a value controller over here. Just let me add a controller. It's a .NET Core WebAPI methodology, so you will have controller over here. So let it be values controller just by naming convention. So it will collect the controllers. I will create a get method similar to this, just copy pasting. I'm not doing anything over here. just giving a route value, get app settings, following the .NET Core design principle. It should return, it should be an async task, and I'm just returning I action result over here, and it should return something over here. So to get the application setting value, we have to inject the configuration label. So I'll inject it in constructor. So the implementation is inside I configuration. I'll just quickly add a class level variable over here. Let it be config, and I will just copy paste this thing over here. So everything got set up. Now I will collect the SQL connection string value. Let's see what kind of value it is actually getting in terms of local host running time. Variable SQL string is equal to config. So what is the exact name over here? It's similar, it's same in all the sections, so it should be same. Just remember, make it to same. I'll return okay SQL connection string. So we will see what exactly it is returning. I'll just put a breakpoint over here. Let's see. I'm just checking that whether I have created a breakpoint. No. Just made a breakpoint over there. It should be API / values / your route name. So how this API / values will come, I will just show you. This is the value controller. By naming convention, it is API, then controller name. .NET automatically invokes this naming convention. So values controller will be there. So controller will not going to be in your naming convention. It should be only values. So API / values, then your route method. Let's see. Now it came over here. My bad, my Visual Studio is not responding right now. So it came. We can see that. So this is actually taking the common level connection string. So if I will just run it, see, this is the common level configuration connection string. So in development environment, we really don't need this connection string. We should need the dev level environment. So if I will go here, I will check over there. Okay, I have not added it over here. I'll just add it so that you should see exactly what is going on. It should be dev. So this was showing the common level configuration. This did not take anything from the app settings.qa.production or the development. So suppose I'm just working in development environment right now, and I really need to just connect with the development database. So how to read these values? This is very tedious. If I will again go to the app setting.json, and in common settings, in common app setting, I will just copy paste and replace this SQL connection string. This is very tedious. So we should do some manipulation over here so that we can inject this app settings dot development level key value pairs into our .NET Core Web API whenever it runs. So how to do that? So let's go to the program file. This is the main method. It will be invoked in each time whenever this API runs. So here we can actually invoke. So how to invoke it? Just get the configuration details by using configuration builder. Just make sure that it should be builder, it should not be binder. Dot add JSON file, as this is application.settings, app-settings.json file. So I just need this value over here, dot JSON dot build. One of the most easiest way to, what exactly it is doing is, it is actually collecting, it is config values of this app settings. Now if I will do it like, if I will create a class level environment, class level variable called as environment, static string env, over here class level environment, this env should take something from the common label app settings.json so that we can use it in our further dynamic allocations of the JSON files. So how we will look into it? So here it should pass something. Let's go to application app settings.json over here. So we will remove it from there and we will just create an environment name, env name. Let it be env name. Here we will check, we will write as QA. Suppose we just want to point it to the QA. In the latter of the section we will look into it, how we will be dealing with these things also. These things should not be hard coded over here, we will deal it in the pipeline level. So for the sake of right now, we can go here and we are just writing it in env name QA. So I'll go here, I'll just type this name to get the value. Now after this thing, the .NET Core Web API should inject this common label app settings.jsons as well as the app setting.jsons in which this environment thing is coming up. So I will just inject it over here. .NET provides a configure app configurations which actually takes two parameters to, sorry, it's a delegate. So it's actually taking a delegate. You can give any kind of name over here. It should just go here. Everything looks fine. I'll just write it like this: config dot add JSON file. First it should inject the common level application settings. We'll just copy paste from here. Oops. Now it should add the dynamic app settings file. Right now this environment is pointing to the QA, so it should inject the QA level app settings. This thing, this part. Dot same thing, I just need to add JSON file over here. Same thing, I just need to copy paste it. I'll not waste my time as I'm showing it practically. It will take a lot of time to write. I'll just make a string interpolation over here. Then here I'll create the environment. I think everything goes well over here. I'll put a breakpoint and let's see what exact value we are fetching through this environment variables. So now we are just fetching the environment name. Just let's see, it's QA, it's perfectly fine, it's the common app settings, and there we have made it as QA. Now we will go to here. I will put a breakpoint over here and we will check if we can inject it or not. Yes, it's getting injected. So now the .NET Core WebAPI is running. Now we will go to the same location /API/values, get app setting values, whatever the name convention we have followed, get app settings. It's coming here. Now it's actually getting the common connection string from QA. So for development, similar thing, you have to just change the naming convention over here to dev environment. So right now everything looks fine. Everything is fine over here. We really don't need any other things. But you see, whenever you are changing something, it should be the global way. It should change something in global way. So right now there will be some developers task or some support level tasks to change these things to development or to change these things to QA and again redeploy the code. So it should not be done like that. We will look into it how we will proceed further. I'll just make these changes. I will just push all those codes to my solution, my GitHub. I have configured .gitignore file. Okay, so I think the gitignore file has not been configured properly. We will look into it later. For now, I'm just checking it. Add app settings for dev, QA and prod branch. Always give a good comment so everybody can understand it. Now the code got committed. I'll just want to sync it. Oh, unable to push the remote repository because local branch is behind the remote branch. I'll just pull everything. There is no changes. I'll look into the repository, just refresh it, see whether you have the app settings. Yes, there you go. You have 3 application settings over here. I'll just rebuild it. So let's go to the branching level terminologies. Here I only have a master configurations. I'm just going to the branch. Here I have a master level configurations. So suppose I have development. I have actually created 3 web apps in the Azure portal. Just let me show you. So this is the resource group I have created, and these are 3 web apps for the development, for the production level, for the QA level. Everything looks very pretty, and everything looks everything is Linux based web applications, as .NET Core is platform independent, we can deal with Linux based platforms. Right now I have already merged my code to the master branch, and here if I will see in the master branch I have already got all those things, but to just publish it to the web app, we can actually go over here. If I want to just publish it over here, I can publish it manually. I'm just showing you for the sake of this thing, but I will not publish it manually. I will just show you the steps. So here you can choose the app service plans, Linux, as I have Linux based web apps. Here it will show you the resource group. Here you can publish it in any of these web apps, just you need to click the finish button. But again, it's a manual process, right? And there will be a person sitting over there, and he should be the responsible person to publish it. So now I will do it. I will automate this entire job. So how exactly we should automate it, I will just show you. I'll go to our pipelines. I will create a pipeline for this .NET Core level web API. So what exactly it is doing, whenever it is publishing it, if I will go here, if I will do start, it will actually do three things. It will restore all the configurations, all the NuGet packages and all those dependencies. Then it will again rebuild. Then it will create a zip file, and it will just send those zip file to the particular configuration file, particular web app. So I have 3 web app over there. So here I am just doing it, but I will do it and I will create an automated pipeline. So that's called as continuous integration pipeline. So I'll create that pipeline. Go to over here, pipelines, create a pipeline. So here I can write my YAML code for the Azure repository, Git. There is Bitbucket, there is GitHub, there is GitHub Enterprise Server, and everything over there. But we will choose the classic editor mode. It's the simplest version. So my repository is Azure Git. You have to choose by yourself whether it will be GitHub or whether it will be GitHub Enterprise for your project level. So mine is in Azure Repos Git, so I'll choose it. I'll just choose it for the master branch. For the master branch, I am doing this pipeline. So all the codes in the master branch only got zipped, and it will be built, and it will be stored in a zip file. So we will look into it. So this is a .NET Core project. I will just choose the .NET Core over there. .NET Core. I'll choose it. Now it actually gives you a small pipeline related stuffs. It's actually a YAML code, but Microsoft Azure DevOps provides you a lot of flexibilities in doing this thing, and it has automated all those things so that you just give some variable names over here, some naming convention, and it will give you the exact YAML level code. We'll look into the YAML level code later. So the naming convention I'm just following is sample YouTube sample. What was the YouTube sample web API? Now it is a build process. So what exactly agent pool is? Agent pool will have the responsibility to take your entire code and create a build. So in localhost, what we are dealing is, in your computer there should be an agent which is responsible to build your entire build configurations and publish it. So that is MS Build over in our in Windows OS. So here Microsoft provides you an agent pool which comes from the Microsoft Azure DevOps. We can choose it here. It can do a lot of tasks for you. So we can do a manual, we can create a manual agent pool, but that would be a tedious task again. Most of the cases Azure Pipelines agent pool can do everything for you, but the only catch over here is you have to wait so that the agent pool should be available for your deployment, for your build process. So for the agent specification, as we are just dealing with the .NET Core application, we can go for Ubuntu, or we can go for any Windows level environment. I'm just sticking with Ubuntu 16.04 is fine. Parameters would be CS project, and we don't have any test project over here. I'll just deselect it, remove it. So what exactly we can do is, this is a production level pipeline, so you can actually create a test YAML file over here. You can create a code coverage, you can create a vulnerability checks over here. I'm not just going into those things, but we can actually build everything over here. Right now I'm just going for this restore. So what all those labels .NET Core deals with is, it first restores everything, all those NuGet packages and dependencies. Then it will actually rebuild the entire project. Then it will publish it. Then it will create a zip file and it will store it in some location. In localhost, if we will go over here, we have already made a build. So if I will go over here, you can check it over. Just give some time so that it will be open. So here, if I will go over here, build debug.core 3.1, you can see the entire project level structures over here. We have a sample.exe file. This is actually the zip file should contain all these things. So this should be deployed into your Azure Cloud Web Apps. So what exactly it is doing? It is doing the same thing. It is first restoring the CS project file. Then it is just building everything. This display name, you can actually change all those things, but command is build. Now what exactly it is doing is, it is taking the build configuration from the variables. Here we have build configurations. Here we have actually named it. It's not actually named by us, it's actually named by the Microsoft. We can actually change it, release or debug mode or build platform for any CPU, or 64-bit or 64-bit or any kind of CPU, or 86-bit also, sorry, 32-bit also. Now I'm going to the restore, build, then publish. Then here it's actually taking the build configuration, it is creating an output path, and it is publishing all those things over there. Now this thing is actually creating a zip file. It is collecting all those files from those paths, and it is collecting and creating a zip file named as drop, and it is storing it. Let me just save it. I can just save it or queue it. I'm just writing a comment, building build pipeline. Now everything looks fine. My branch is master, so I'll just run it and let's check what exactly it is doing. Now I'm going to the agent job. You can see this thing, what exactly it is doing. Now it's been queued. Just let's wait. As we are using Microsoft's agent, so if it's not available, you have to just wait. That's all. Now we can really go here. We can see how initialize job, how it's been checking out everything from the GitHub. Now it is restoring everything, and if we can go over here, we can see what things got restored and what things again got built over here. So now the artifacts has been published. If I'll I'll go over here. Everything looks fine. Success. So here artifact has been published. I will go over here and you can see the drop file. So for the sake of time, I'll just show you what exactly inside these artifacts I already have. See, same things, whatever we have seen there, and it created a DLL class as well for your web API. Now we will move on to the next part. Now the drop file has been already generated, so here we are actually, what we are doing is we are actually manually just triggering this job. So we don't really need to do that. We can just go over here in our edit pipeline, edit. So you will have a trigger option over here. So here we can use enable continuous integration. It will do the automation whenever we will tick it. So there will be a branch configuration over here. Whenever there will be changes in this branch, it will generate a build file and it will store the latest zip file into that artifact storage. So right now I will do it. I will create an enable continuous integration. I will just have only one branch. I will create those things and I will just save it. So how to look into it, how exactly it is working or not, we'll go over here. We'll type something over here in our values controller. Suppose we will type and comment, just checking the master branch pipeline build. I'll just push this file. I'll just change this file and I'll push this to the master branch. See, I already have it changed. So I'll just check if the branch CI is working. I'll just push it. Now as we have changed something in the master branch and there we have already triggered, we have already created a continuous integrations, we can go to the pipeline and we can see that, see, this pipeline has already been run. Now if I will go here, you can check this is actually generating another zip file, the latest zip file. And why this being get triggered, as we have already just merged something into our branch, into our master branch. So this actually got succeeded. If I will go over here, yes, the artifact has already been produced. So this is the CI level pipelines. Now we can actually go to the CD. What exactly is continuous deployment is? Suppose we have dev, we have here, if we will see, we have dev, production, QA. So these files doesn't have that zip file right now. So zip file has been made and it's stored in the Azure DevOps storage. So we just need to extract the zip file and we just need to copy all those things to here. But just make sure that the application setting which we have already actually made in the development branch, it should actually point to the dev application setting. In the production, it should point to the production application setting, and in the QA, it should point to the QA level application settings. So how to do that? We will build a release pipeline. So if I will go here in the release section, new pipeline. So here everything is already got set up by the Azure DevOps. This is the way more easiest thing Azure DevOps is giving us. So here what exactly is doing, I'm just closing it. I'll show you from the scratch. So artifacts has already been made and it has been stored in a single storage file in the Azure DevOps. So we just need to grab those files from here. So project label is fine, project is same. We just need to get the build. So this is our build name. We'll collect the latest zip file and we'll add it. Now the zip file has already been connected to this pipeline. Now we have already 3 servers for dev, for QA, for production. So we will create 3 stages over here, not 3 stages, we will create 3 stages. Just I will add one stage over here, and it's an Azure App Service deployment. I'll just choose that thing. I'll just use the name as dev over here, and I will just save it. Similarly, I'll just make sure to change the jobs. So what exactly we are actually doing in this job is we'll fetch the zip files and we will just put it into the Azure Web Apps. Over here it is the dev web apps. So how to fetch? We will just initiate our Azure subscription. It's a free trial subscription I have. I'll just authorize it. It will ask me for the sign in. Actually it creates a service connection. So your file is in Azure DevOps and your web apps is in Azure portal. So there should be some connection so that it can actually fetch those files from your repos and it will take those files to your Azure portal web apps. So I'm just doing it. So sign in got completed. Now if I will look into it, the app type is web app on Windows, but we have already created these things in Linux servers. So in Windows I really don't find any app service name. See, this is telling that no results found. If I will just choose web app on Linux, it will definitely fetch those 3 web apps. See, now I will choose the website WebAPI test dev and I will just save it. Now I'll just create a release over here. Let me show you what exactly goes. I'll go to the release pipeline. You can actually check that it has been queued. It will collect the zip file which has been made when we change the master branch. It will collect that zip file and it will store it into the dev web app server. Now the task has been initiated. We will just wait to make this task to get complete. For the time of being, we can go to here. We just need to copy this value. Now I'll copy the URL over here. I'll go over here and I will wait to make sure that it's been deployed successfully. We can actually go and see the logs over here, why it's taking so many times, or is it really got succeed or not. we can actually refresh it and see. So finally the task got succeeded. Now the zip file has been deployed to this web API test -dev. So we will go here, we will copy paste the web API address /API/values. Then we just need to get the exact value. I'll go to the values controller, I will get this route path. I hope I am doing right. So see what exactly it is doing is it is actually extracting. This is a common level connection string -QA. This is not a common level configuration. I actually missed to delete it. It's actually collecting the connection string of QA. Why this thing happened? Because in our deployment pipeline we did not tell the Azure DevOps to actually go to this app settings.json and change this environment name. This has been hard coded over here that it will always going to point to the QA. It has not been changed. So if I will go to the devs to the developer Azure DevOps, I'll go to the pipeline, release pipeline mainly. If I'll go and edit, see there I have not declared anything, so that application setting will be replaced because it's been hard coded over here and it will always going to point to the QA. So how to replace those things from the pipeline level? If I'll go here, there is a variable sections over here. I can actually add something over here and I will just collect these key name and I will just paste it over here. So it should actually reflect to the development branch. I'll just write development. That should be equal to the application settings file name app settings.development.json. This development should be replaced as we have actually written in the program.cs file that this environment should collect the value coming from this part, but this part should come from the pipeline. Now I have already written it as development, but see there is scope over here. Now it's actually pointing to the entire pipeline, but we actually don't need that. We actually need to point it for the dev environment only. So here I'll just select the dev staging. Now I'll just save it. Let's see what happens. I've just already saved. I will create a release over here. Now it should not work because if I will go here in the dev pipeline, I have not written anything over here so that it will actually change the environment variables from the pipeline to the app settings.json file. See, if I will show you the YAML over here, you can see that there is only one task, there is only one step, and that is for the deployment process, and that's all. So for that reason I will create another thing over here. What exactly I need is I just want to replace those values in the app settings.json. So I can just go it over here and I will just search it, file transform. Now see, replace tokens with variables values in XML or JSON configuration files. I'll just go here, I'll add it, and I will go here. The file format is JSON type. Just I will check, and the target files what I am actually going is */app-settings.json. It will actually search the entire solution folder. It will collect the app settings.json file, and it will actually change the environment name over there. So everything looks fine, but this thing should be made before the deployment goes on, so it should come here. Now the pipeline looks fine. I'll just try to save it. I don't know why this save button is not showing. I'll just check if this got completed. No, sometimes it happens, so I'll just regenerate that file transform. I'll go over here, I'll add that thing, and here I'll choose the JSON format. The file type should be search in the all solution folder, go for the app settings.json. I hope I have actually written the correct spellings. Now everything looks fine. I'll just save it. Once this thing got saved, I'll just move it to up, and I will again save it. So now the release got complete. I'll just create a release, and I will just see whether we can fetch the development level configuration values or not. We can wait until the dev branch gets succeeded. The task just got started. Other things looks fine. Over here we have already copied, and this should get the value what exactly it should get. I'll go over here. It should collect these values. As I am just injecting my environment name from the release pipeline to here, this place. Now the program.cs file will be injecting those things here. So this environment will collect the development, and this will actually generate the dynamic application app settings.json file injections. Now if I will go to the pipelines, it got succeed. Now I will just try to fetch and see. This is actually pointing to the dev branch right now. Similarly, I can go for the QA. I just need to copy these things, the same thing, exact same thing. Just go here. I just need to change the web applications to QA. I will just clone it. I'll copy it. Now I'll go to this job task. Everything looks fine. Everything is same. Over in this file transform, I'll just change the app setting.json. Over here, I'll go here and I'll just change it. So that it should point to the QA branch. Everything looks fine for me. Just let's try. And yes, if we will go to the variable, it will auto generate the file from those things. I'll go over here. If I'll go over here, I will just need to change the name over its QA. Just save it as QA over here. If I will go here right now, it will show you QA staging, and I just need to change this thing to point it to QA. Now I'll save it. Everything looks fine. I'll create it, or I'll just go for the production level pipeline also from here. That should be a much more easy task. Go over here, I'll change this thing to prod. So this should point to the production, and this should point to the production level web apps. Everything looks fine over here, over here. Now I'm going to the variable. Now see, variable has a production level scope. I'll just change it to prod. Now it got saved. Everything looks fine for me. If I'll go here, I can check. But this entire pipeline will be automatically deployed. After dev there will be QA, after QA there will be production, but we really don't need. In our real-time scenario, we never approve the production level pipeline should be injected automatically from the QA. So what if there is some bug? So it will automatically go to the production. So we really never approve this thing. So how to remediate it? So we will add a pre-deployment conditions over here. So here actually you have something, pre-deployment approvals. I will just write it as yes. So it should be your manager, it should be a high level people, so who should take the responsibility. You have already added into your Azure DevOps groups, so you can write their names over here, but I only have my own username, so I'll just write those things over here. Now I'll just save it. So what exactly I'm doing is, if I'll just save it, I'll go over here. So in dev and in QA it will be automatically deployed. After dev it will go to the QA, but in prod it will actually need some approval. It will be manually approved. After that only we can fetch it. So I'll just show you into the create release pipeline. You will get to understand. I'll go here, and it's been queued. So let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes at least. Now dev is going on. Now it got completed. Now see, the QA got triggered automatically. We can go to dev. Actually, we will check whether everything looks good or not. See, it's actually working fine. Now we will go for the QA pipeline, QA URL. I'll go here, I'll copy paste that URL, this one. I'll create a new tab. Here I'll paste it. I'll just paste the route path over here. Let's see whether the release got completed or not. It's been still in process. So if what I can show you is what will happen if I will click it. There will be no files available over there until it got released. So you really can't go here and check is the website is available or not. The website is not available right now as the release process is going on. Once that will be succeeded, we can go and check. See, the website is not available for now. I'll just refresh it. You can go here and check the logs. Run on agents. Successfully deployed. Everything looks fine. Now job has been finalized. We can go to the pipeline. Over here, I'll just paste the QA URL. See, now it is pointing to the QA. It's pointing here, it is pointing to the dev. Here it is pointing to the QA with same single code base. Now if I will go to the release pipeline, see, we have already given the pre-approval conditions to be enabled. So it actually sends a mail to your repo, to the concerned person. If I will show you to here, Outlook. See, here I have already got a pre-deployment approval is pending. So I can go from here to view approval. And see, this is the release pipeline. I can approve it here. I'll just add a comment, approved. Now I'll approve this. Hopefully everything is looking good and it's been queued. If I will go to the production level web app, prod, I'll just copy it. I'll just paste it over here and the route path. Till now the pipeline has been queued and it's been progressing, so we can't access the production web app. We'll just wait. Package deployment using zip deploy initiated. After that, it will successfully complete the production level web app deployment. Successfully deployed to the web packages to app service. Now it will give you the URL over here. Now it gives you the URL. The job got complete, and now we can actually go to the production level and see. This is the common level connection string, and this is actually indicating to the prod. The only one thing is remaining over here. So if you will see, we are actually manually deploying it, manually just triggering the release. So what we can do here we can do the continuous deployment process. Here I can go over here, or I can schedule something over here. I just need to go over here I'll just need to have a continuous deployment trigger over here. Let's see, I've already made it as enabled. Copy, paste it. Now I'll just, for the sake of showing you, I'll just go here. I'll just save it, change something over here, whatever string I am just getting. I'll just add something over here. I'll create a string interpolation. SQL string, checking the entire CI CD. Now what should happen is, when I will merge it to my master branch, the master branch will create the zip file automatically, and when that zip file will be created, my release pipeline should automatically get triggered. There should be no manual triggering process will go on. It should be entirely automatic. If I'll go here, I'll just go to the Team Explorer. Here, changes. Here there is a value controller. Change for check CI as well as CD. It got pushed. Now if I will go over here, over the pipelines, we can see that just now it got triggered. It will be little bit time consuming task, so I'll just want to show you the entire process, entire end-to-end process, so that you can build your own projects. You can just completely make your production level projects by using this configuration. Now the agent job got completed, the artifacts got published. Now if I will go release, see, the dev process has already been begun. If I will go here, I'll check this release 5. This is not manually triggered, this has been automatically triggered. Dev process got completed. If I will go here, this is my dev web app. Once it will complete, we will see what exactly the value is here. We have already changed over there to write it like the string, as well as checking the entire CI/CD pipeline. So it should give you some different value. We'll just see. The dev got succeeded. We can now check. Now see, the entire value is getting reflected over here. Now if I will go to the QA, this one is your QA. We have to wait until it gets complete. It got succeeded. If I'll go to QA, now see, it's actually pointing towards QA, and it's actually got the latest values checking the entire CI/CD. Now if I will go to the pipeline, I will approve it. Approved. Approval got complete. It's been queued. Just I will see the prod web app for the last time. Now the task got initiated. We can go here and we can see the progress. Everything looks fine. Now the artifacts is being downloaded. Now the deployment is going on. You can see over here what exactly file transform is doing. So if you will go over here, see this is being written like substituting the value on key environment name with prod. This value got substituted where it got substituted in app-setting.json over here. If I'll close this, it has already been finalized. I'll go here for the prod branch. It's pointing to the prod. Now if I will just check, see the entire connection string as well as the latest value we have changed, checking the entire CI/CD is being reflected. So this is the entire production level workflow you can implement. Thanks for watching this video. Just if you like this, please subscribe to this channel. Thanks for being all of your support. Bye.